Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. Today I have another release from Antimatter Games. This is part of their Deep Wars and Shadow Sea line. This is actually a printed resin version of a model that they do have the STL files available for. So if you're curious about going in and printing it yourself, you are more than welcome to these days. If you're interested, you can check out their website below. Anyways, this is Gothagga. And Gothagga is an ethereal, which are the, interdimensional, outer dimensional beings that a lot of the various factions in both games can summon into being. But he is an elder ethereal. And obviously this is a newer card. It's the big tarot size ones that has all the pertinent information there and on the back. And then there is the model itself. I haven't gotten around to building any ethereals yet, so I figured I'd start with the one elder one I have, and I have a couple of other smaller guys we're going to get to in another video. Gonna finish some of our other projects laying around here. Can I get it out of the package? That remains to be seen. There we go. Okay, so we've got a sprue of the various tentacle, claw, mouth appendages. We've got some wispy smoke tendrils, perhaps? Something to attach to the base, I'm assuming. We have what I'm going to take a wild guess is the bottom half. Oh, he's a pretty boy. You're a pretty one, aren't you? Might need to clean that up so that it gets together better, because it's not fitting at the moment, and I'm assuming that's how it's supposed to go. And then we have another little bit here. We have these tentacles, which I'm assuming are going to attach somewhere. My guess is these three. That's half the fun with these models, is trying to attempt to figure out what goes where. Yep, okay. Cool. So those are going to go like so. Obviously, we're going to clean them up a little bit first. I'm going to guess this. No. I was going to say maybe that goes there. You, sir, might go there. Okay. I still don't know where this billowy cloud of stuff goes. Maybe it goes to a different model. It could be, because I got these all in an assortment of boxes. Actually stays upright. Pretty impressive, considering it isn't even glued yet. And if you're curious how big this thing is going to be, good size. So, might make for an interesting chaos spawn, or some kind of just weird ethereal monster. So give me a second. I'm going to try to figure out how to put all this together and figure out where this goes. I have a good idea what it belongs to. So I think it goes to my giant Euryptrid, because I kind of accidentally opened its package and spilled it. And I think I put it in the wrong box. But I'm going to go grab this guy and put him together, and we'll go find the Euryptrid and see how that turns out too. All right, sit tight. So here is Gothagga, all put together. Yeah, I went ahead and actually finished building him. Oh, whoops. We don't have him on his actual base, just to give him that little height advantage. I went ahead and put it together. It didn't seem like it was going to be all that much of an issue getting the brush in there, even though he's got all the crazy tentacles everywhere. That part that I was thinking came off of another model, this little wispy tendrily thing, is actually just that. It seems to be he's being summoned from whatever ethereal plane he previously was dwelling in into the mortal realm or the real world or whatever it is. But yeah, that's what he's all about. He is an ethereal being after all, so he does not exist in our dimension normally. Gives me a weird vibe of like a beholder crossed with an undead octopus. It doesn't make sense, but that's what I'm feeling looking at him. Grabbing a couple other models I've got handy just to give you guys a good sense of scale in case you're curious and want to use it in other systems, because honestly it would make a pretty cool demon or part of a Night Stalker army, for example, in Kings of War. I think you can get a lot of usage out of this, some kind of summoned entity from some big bad, especially if you're into the whole multi-planner, realms of D&D type games where you're traversing through different planes of existence or whatever, I think you'd get a lot of use out of him in something like that too. Grabbing some actual Deep Wars and Shadow Sea models, because that's where he originates from. We have that's a Gark, I believe. Garp? No, that's a Draconid Shaman. Let's see who else we have. Handy. Found an old Klulchik Scientist. And somewhere around here I should have my dive suit, but I don't know what I did with it. Getting some other bigger creatures. We've got our printed friends here, the Cyclops. And our big dinosaur. So he's in definitely some good company here if you see the size. And again, sticking a regular human in there really helps give it a good sense of scale. There we go. There's our friend. So overall, pretty neat model. If you haven't guessed by now, I mean, I'm always a big fan of when we have creatures and monsters that kind of defy the usual tropey standards. So when I get weird things like this, I am more than happy to help support companies that come up with crazy stuff like this. That's my bag, baby. So yeah, cool thing here. This, as I believe I mentioned earlier, is a resin casting, and I am about 99% sure that they actually have the STL files available for him as well. So while I do have those big, obvious gaps here that I need to fill in, I just went ahead and glued it so you guys can get a good look at it prior to any extra work on my end. You know, I'd say that if you have the STL file, it's going to be a lot smoother, cleaner, closer cut, and things should lock in a lot smoother than what they did. And that's not to say that it's a bad job or anything of the sort. I mean, other than a few gaps that are pretty easily filled, and if you build models like this kind of thing regularly, I don't think that's going to be much of an issue. So I'm going to put a link down below to Antimatter's website if you're curious about that or any of their other crazy looking models. Be sure to give them a look because there's a lot of fun stuff available there. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching. We'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.